little fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This piece I've entitled Trotsky's in Seattle. I want you to listen to Stuart Varney reporting on Fox and Friends June 13. He explains what Seattle Council narrowly avoided, and this should be a lesson to all those people about unintended consequences of so-called good intentions. Links on my site.
I just found out that the Seattle City Council is going to tell homeless people dying on the street that the pain of Jeff Bezos is greater than your pain.
I want Seattle to be a vibrant, beautiful city just like everyone else. But this head tax is not the right answer. Taxing businesses, small businesses, businesses that have thin margins that aren't Amazon, will impact prices, will impact jobs.
In a fiery city council meeting, Seattle voting to repeal that controversial head tax, which would have taxed big businesses like Amazon and Starbucks up to $12 million a year in order to help the homeless.
Stuart Varney is here. He's the host of Varney and Company and the Fox Business Network. Stuart, how significant is this?
The rejection of this tax is very significant. There's a message here for West Coast Democrats. If you tax workers, jobs and employers will leave. If you raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, then jobs will leave town. That's what's happening up and down the West Coast. Higher taxes on employers,
right.
Higher minimum wage that the employers have to pay. And in Seattle, that is the classic example. Seattle, on May the 14th,
right.
The Seattle City Council unanimously voted for a $275 per worker tax per year on big businesses in the city. They were trying to raise money to build affordable housing.
Right.
On June the 12th, less than a month later, the City Council voted to repeal that tax. Amazon and other big employers had said, you do that, and we leave.
Right.
And they can't handle that kind of thing.
Well, it was a stupid thing to do in the first place where they didn't understand the needs of big business. And it's kind of like, hey, Seattle, we can go someplace else. You want a head tax? Fine. But you're going to lose thousands of people from Amazon if you do it.
Look, it was deliberately punitive.
Yeah.
The City Council of Seattle is run by the far left. A Trotskyite actually led the charge for this tax on business. They wanted to punish business. It was a punitive tax. And finally, employers said, led by Amazon, and this is unusual for Amazon, because they were going very public with this, don't do that. We leave. Don't do that. They've got 45,000 people.
What does it say when Washington State, when Seattle is doing this? Because we think of that as such a liberal state that they would have voted in favor of this, and when they don't, what does that tell us about the liberal left?
Well, it tells you that the left does not like business and blames business for the homelessness problem up and down the West Coast. But wait a second. There's a message here for other cities across America which are trying to attract Amazon and its second headquarters. Amazon's not going to move to a city which is likely to impose a tax on them just for moving there.
Because Jeff Bezos is loaded doesn't mean people who work for Amazon and they have to write that extra check. So
a Trotskyite, a lady, but is a prominent member of the Seattle City Council. And it was her idea to really punish Amazon and big business.
Could you imagine?
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.